Malika Andrews has become a household name in the world of sports media, thanks to her coverage of the NBA on ESPN. In May 2022, Andrews won the Sports Emmy for Outstanding Personality/Emerging On-Air Talent. On June 23, 2022, Andrews made history by being the first woman to host the NBA draft. However, her career has not been without controversy. In 2019, Malika was criticized for her coverage of the Milwaukee Bucks' boycott of the NBA playoffs in response to the shooting of Jacob Blake. Although many people praised her for her reporting, some felt that her coverage was biased in favor of the league.
Malika Andrews, ESPN. For both of you guys, I'm curious, you guys have talked a lot about how at this point, sometimes it takes experience. I'm wondering if now that you have some of that experience, if you see more validity to that point, or what you think about that now that you've gone through it.
More recently, while Andrews remains popular among many sports fans, her ability to remain impartial in her work has been called into question. While on set at ESPN, Jalen Rose was accused by Malika Andrews of sliding his hand into her armpit while giving her a hug.
Get your finger out of my armpit. We're just happy to see Jalen Rose.
The female journalist has since copped some backlash for her accusations against the former NBA player. After seeing this unfold live on television, former #1 pick Kwame Brown had a lot to say about Andrews. That type of woman that Malika Andrews is, she is a representation of the worst type of woman in the world in my opinion. You trying to make a black man look like a weirdo?
Jalen Rose did not put his hand in your armpit, ma'am. And if that was something that he did and you thought he did, and this man revealed you as his sister, then you might have wanted to talk to your brother off camera. Y'all better be careful about these women like this, that's married to this white man, but always talking about black men and always disrespecting black men. You know what, Malika? We've never heard you say nothing about Dana White slapping his wife over and over again. How come we never heard that, ma'am? How come you always attacking black men and always trying to make sure a black man is in line? Who paying you to do that, ma'am? Oh, I forgot. We already know.
As expected, Jalen Rose did not take the accusation lying down. Not long after the clip went viral, Rose went on YouTube to share his side of the story. He said all he did was hug her and that it was clear in the video that none of his fingers went into her armpit.
We're just happy to see Jalen Rose welcoming in the man with the best hair in television.
Hey, hold up. Wait a minute. I didn't put my finger under her armpit. If you look at the picture, I only got 4 fingers and 1 thumb, and they on her shoulder.
With there being clear video evidence that Rose had done nothing wrong, it will be interesting to see what Andrews does next. This is not the first time Andrews has been connected to a scandal during her time with ESPN. When Rachel Nichols was removed from her position on NBA coverage, analysts claimed they replaced her with Andrews simply because she is an African American woman. Malika Rose Andrews, born January 27, 1995, is an American sports journalist and reporter. She is the host of NBA Today, which replaced The Jump. She joined ESPN in October 2018 as an online NBA writer and debuted as its youngest sideline reporter for a broadcast during the 2020 NBA bubble. Andrews was named one of the Forbes 30 Under 30 in the sports industry for 2021. Despite the controversies, Malika Andrews is still one of the most respected sports reporters in the industry. Her dedication to her craft and commitment to providing accurate and unbiased coverage has earned her the respect of fans and colleagues alike. The video cannot be over without us discussing the heated debate between her and Stephen Smith about the Ime Udoka cheating scandal. Malika and Stephen were discussing the scandal from both sides of the aisle and giving their own opinions on the matter.
First of all, let me be very clear. I don't appreciate where you're going with that. I'm not blaming anybody but Ime Udoka. He deserves, the fact of the matter is, I've said he deserved to be fired if they were going to fire him. If you're not going to fire him, then don't fire him. My issue is all of this being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is just like you're not mentioning. Excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, I've already said he deserves to be fired, or he deserves to be there and handle it internally and privately. If you're not going to handle it privately, if you're going to publicize it in that fashion, then obviously it provokes everybody wanting to know, okay, well, who are the parties involved? When you have Amina Smith in Boston and other women pointing out the fact that there were women who were wrongly implicated in all of this, it's a disservice to them. I didn't come out with the report about a consensual relationship. I didn't come out with the report ahead of time leaking that they were going to suspend him for the year. They did that. And my point is, considering how pervasive this kind of stuff has existed in professional sports for many years, my whole point is that, excuse me, make sure that you handle it in the same fashion it has always been handled. You could have fired him, and then we could have speculated till the cows come home, but he's gone. But to keep him...
Malika Andrews is a true secret genius reporter for ESPN. She is able to break down the most complex stories into digestible, engaging pieces for her viewers. Her commitment to excellence and her ability to distill the most challenging topics into stories that are easily understood is the hallmark of her work. With her unique style and limitless energy, Malika Andrews is a true leader in sports reporting.
To me, that the Celtics declined to elaborate or to give more specifics about what exactly the rule breaking was that led us to this point. So that, I just want to get that out of the way first. But to answer your question, Molly, I think what stood out to me, I think what stood out to me is that Brad Stevens, he was upset. That's what stood out to me about what he termed rampant Twitter BS is the word that he used, that women were unfairly dragged into this within the Celtics organization. You could see that Brad Stevens was visibly upset about this, and I also found that to be gross and unnecessary, that folks were bringing in the names and the images of women that is just not a fact, that was purely speculation. And so to me, that is what stood out. But the Celtics as an organization could have done more, and short of doing more ahead of this yesterday, they could have owned that responsibility in this press conference. I understand that there were legal parameters that they had to operate within for everybody involved, and I appreciate the fact that they brought in outside counsel and did a thorough organization. And I think that that is something that was clearly necessary in this situation. But the fact that it was able to go on all day, the fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
Malika Andrews, ESPN reporter, is a secret genius due to her commitment to journalistic excellence. She holds herself to the highest standards of accuracy, fairness, and objectivity, the three pillars of good journalism. Alongside these principles, Malika also has a passion for verbal confrontation, which she uses to ensure that stories are told with honesty and integrity. Malika's commitment to her craft, her passion for the truth, and her dedication to her profession make her a true secret genius.